Hello, everyone. We are back with yet another reaction, and to no other than, guess, you got it, Ren and Chinchilla. So, this is a reaction. I still have a lot of reactions to any song that I hear from Ren just because it affects me so much, and I have a reaction. It's not a first time reaction, however, but it is quite some time since I last saw this video. Since it's a long time, I will definitely be affected. Last time I was watching it with a friend, and we were both, like sitting here and yeah, So let's just watch the video. Forgot that. He really knows how to set the scene, right? To make you very curious what's happening and maybe a bit on edge. Yeah. Just those tunes.
Still here in this bed that I crawled in. I hope that I'm someone else in the morning. So take this one, wash it down and you'll be fine. Walk around in the floating chalk outline.
Okay, so I'm still here in this bed that I crawled in. So he didn't go to bed. He didn't lay down in bed. He crawled into bed. So it says something about his initial being. Like he was already defeated, when he got into bed, and he's hoping he's someone else in the morning. Yeah. I can relate to that feeling. Going to bed and just hoping that it will be different in the morning. Wishing so hard, but still kind of knowing that nothing is gonna magically change overnight. And it's, yeah.
So it goes, let it be. In the gallows, balanced on my toes so I can breathe. But little by little, bit by bit, I push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, oh my, we trace ourselves in these chalk outlines. Oh my, oh my, erase ourselves in these chalk outlines.
Sertraline and a sip of serotonin. Don't cry, 'cause there's a pill for everything.
Don't cry, 'cause there's a pill for everything.
Take this one, wash it down and you'll be fine.
gallows. I'm balanced on my toes so I can breathe. But little by little, bit by bit, I push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for
Little by little, bit by bit, I push it back down with a new habit. Yeah. I don't know if I'm afraid to make too much commentary on this song. Just because I'm feeling quite okay right now, you know? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling healthy and well in my body. It's just kind of almost a fear that if I go too deep into what these beautiful people are singing about, that I will feel it too strongly. And I don't know if you can relate, but what they're singing about, you know, being wanting to be someone else in the morning, take another pill, you know, just hoping that it will cure whatever is going on, if it's psychological or if it's physical, maybe both, and kind of still knowing that it's not. So you just kind of try to find something to disturb the mind or the body, disturb yourself from all the internal pain you're having. So you find yourself a new thing, you know, a new habit. Even if it's just for a while, maybe it'll take away some of that suffering. And you've done it so many times before because maybe you've tried. Like I would, in my life, I would translate that into the habits that you create, and I know it's not gonna last. Like I'm fooling myself while I start, and I think no, this time it's gonna be different. But there's a voice in my head saying that no, this is just something that keeps you busy for the moment, but you're not gonna stick it out, because eventually the pain is gonna take over. It's gonna talk you into doing nothing or doing more of what's keeping the pain. I don't know. A lot of the suffering that's been going on in my life has to do with the suffering I thought I needed and deserved and wanted. Because in the end, the suffering that I had from the various things that were going on in my life at the moment, from, you know, being a bad whatever, was never as bad as the initial suffering, the trauma that's kind of started the snowball rolling, I think. And I've had suicide in my life very close up from a very young age. My mother committed suicide when I was 6, like I probably mentioned in one of the other videos. And I've had friends committing suicide, and friends being very close to doing it. And although I've never been suicidal, I've always thought about death as an easy way out, in a way that if, like, I wish it wasn't that detrimental to the people around, you know, just kind of reset. It's not like that now, and I never really wanted to do it because I always wanted to live as well. Hoping that there would be a solution, a new habit or a pill or a circumstance, or, you know, like, if this, if that, then everything will be okay. I don't know, I'm rambling here. Let's continue instead.
But little by little, bit by bit, I'm pushing back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, oh my, we trace ourselves in these chalk outlines. Oh my, erase ourselves.
Just gotta say that the way that these two are singing this together touches me so. I get warm sitting here, you know, watching this. I get boiling. And the way that these two beautiful people are singing this together is just so touching. The chemistry they're having with their singing, with their eye contact, with their movements, both being so, you know, feeling their own internal pain so deeply together, and still observing and watching and supporting the other. It's just beautiful. And when I'm looking at Ren, I just kind of, I see this boy. Well, he's clearly not a boy. Like, all the experience in life that he has, and all the wisdom and all his talents, which is hard earned, you know, like, he's really been working on it. He's clearly not a boy, but when he's sitting there singing like this, I see this little boy, this hurt little person, and I just want to hug him, you know, just want to hold him and, you know, tell him it's okay, you're okay. But I know, like, I mean, who doesn't? And do I know it's okay? I don't. But we are all okay, no matter the circumstances. We as individuals, we as beings, we are okay. And by that I mean, whatever is the situation, we are valuable, we are good enough, and we are all children, you know, doing the best that we can with the tools that we have, with whatever we have. And that's what everybody's doing at any point in life, really. But it's hard to sometimes keep a soft heart and remember that when there's so many awful things going on in the world, you know? There's so much pain, so much hurt.
It's such a perfect day. Take it just in case. Take it just in case.
Oh.
I'm scared of being okay. 'cause all things change, all things change. It's such a perfect day, it's a beautiful shade, it's a beautiful shade. I'm scared of being okay, 'cause all things change. But little by little, bit by bit, I push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, we trace ourselves in these chalk outlines. Oh my,
Erase ourselves in these chalk outlines.
Oh my gosh, this song. I'm scared of being okay because all things change. From my years struggling with depression, when I'm depressed, most of the time when I'm depressed, I don't even get to the thought of thinking about being okay. A lot of the time there's just no light, no way out, no remembering even of how it is to be okay. But eventually I will get to a place where I can see that there is hope, where I remember that it's not always been like this, where I remember a time where I was actually feeling good and happy. And then when I try to imagine becoming that way again or getting there again, like they sing, I can become so scared of being okay. Because all things change. For me, that translates into many things. It can be scared that it will be very short-lived, because if I felt that, it will be so heartbreaking and devastating to fall back down again. It's changing, so yeah, okay, so I'm feeling good for a moment, but then I'm just gonna fall right back down. I'm scared of that. But also another thing, being depressed, it's hard for people around someone who's depressed to really understand what it's really about. I can understand, because even when I'm not depressed, I have a hard time fully understanding what was going on in my life, in myself, in my emotions, in my being. And the feeling of responsibility or expectations. So if I'm at the time when I'm depressed, and if I'm showing, I can be scared of showing that I'm feeling actually not that bad anymore, that I'm feeling okay, like maybe there could be hope for me and for the world. I'm scared that that will be interpreted by the world that, oh, she's fine now, let's go, girl, And just the thought that people then would be disappointed yet another time when I'm not able to meet those expectations. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have expectations or bad things, but people are hopeful. They want you, oh, look, she's better. My daughter, like, okay, maybe we could do something fun. Maybe she won't be that short, what is it called? Like when you have a short tempered, have some patience, play, have fun, And then to see the disappointment again when I'm kind of just like retracting again, like I'm so tired, I can't do this, and it's devastating. So I remember at the time, like, this seems like a big fucking depressing reaction here. I'm not depressed at the moment, although it might look that way right now. I'm just getting, like I said earlier, if I'm getting into it and remembering it, it's hard. It's painful, It's painful. Yeah. I'm so glad that we're in a time where we have YouTube. There sure is a lot of weird stuff going on YouTube that I wouldn't think build us up as a human race. But this stuff, Ren's music, not only Ren, I haven't gotten into other people's music in this way before. But I see that I want to, because it just gives this beautiful excuse or opportunity to really talk about important subjects that we're all struggling with. And it does feel good to put things into words. It does feel good to hear that we're not alone. We're not wishing upon other people to suffer, right? You're not, I'm not. But it does feel good to know that you're not alone. And it does feel good to hear people talking about their past suffering and having, coming over to the other side of that suffering. I'm not saying I'm never going to suffer again in that way. I cannot say I'll never be depressed again. But it's been some time now. It's been a long time. And I do believe it's in big part because of the things that I've done that allowed me to process those feelings. And that includes talking about it, but not talking about it to death, like going around and round and round talking about it, but allowing myself to feel those feelings instead of pushing it away. And another point I want to talk about is that I see so many beautiful people out there, other reactors, is that what you can say? Other people reacting to these songs, and Hi Ren, and this one especially. And people are crying or trying to hide that they're crying. And what hurts me about that is when we are saying sorry. Sorry, oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry for crying. We need to stop saying sorry for showing our honest emotions, for showing our hearts, for showing our human being. It doesn't matter, male, female, doesn't matter. I know that you guys have grown up, well, like generally, like I'm not saying no girls grew up this way or all boys grew up this way, but I know in general many boys grew up learning that boys are not allowed to cry and that it's weak, or that's things that you should do in private, or you know. And I think that we need to rethink that, I don't know what to call it, not habit, but rethink that whole situation. Is it bad? Is it really bad? I think it's so good to see you guys finally show some emotion. And to me, in my life, I've never experienced that as weak. On the contrary, I believe that it's really strong to show those emotions. And I'm not talking about, breaking down, crying each time something happens, or, like for not getting one's will, or that kind of crying, it's different kind of crying. When you're faced with material like this and you're not affected, I could be wrong, but are we then suppressing something? And that's the point I want to make, that the reason that I've come where I am now is because I've been intentionally allowing the feelings to emerge rather than suppressing them. A feeling only has a certain of time to run before it runs out. And it doesn't mean that if you allow the feeling to run out, it's never going to come back. It means that for the time being, you've emptied yourself of this feeling, and you'll feel much lighter, and you won't have the same feeling again coming up automatically with each trigger that is presented to you in your everyday life. Do that make sense? So let's say you're feeling this feeling of sadness, and it's really, you can feel it so strong. And to me, I feel it in my chest area. I feel it very strongly in my throat, like it's, and it's so painful, and it's so thick, and it's, building up and building up. And the pain, it's really something I experience when I'm trying to not allow it to come up, because I'm so afraid of what that will mean. What will happen if I fully allow myself to experience that hurt and pain and suffer? And so I ask myself that question so many times in my life now. What will happen if I just allow myself to feel this X, Y, and Z? And I allowed the full feeling to come. If it meant that I needed to scream, if it meant that I needed to cry, if it meant that I needed to lay on the ground, like in a baby position and just rock back and forth, or run out in the woods. And yeah, like I could seem like a mental lady, and maybe I was at the time, but that has really transformed my life. It has transformed me. I'm not scared of me anymore. I think that when we are saying no to the feelings that we have, it means that you're scared of you. You're scared of what's inside of here, and you're scared of what's inside of here. And because you've never fully allowed yourself to go there, you think that it's gonna break you if you do. And I don't think so. I think it's quite the opposite. Yeah, it will break you for a moment. That's for a moment. I want to thank you guys for listening. Like, I'm gonna ask again, are you still here? Wow, I congratulate you. I think it means that you're doing some work in your life and with yourself, because I know myself, when I'm listening to other people and seeking this kind of content, it's because I'm doing the work, and I want examples of how to do it, and I also want proof that it might be possible for me to, go there. I'm not saying that I'm here, listen to me, this is how you do it, or look at me, look at where you could be. That's not what I'm meaning. I'm still working, and that's why I'm here, you know, watching. That's why I'm here, listening to Ren all over and over again, doing reaction videos, reading you guys' comments, reading how you're affected by this material. If you're here already, and if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do, right? You know what to do. And I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Share this with friends if you think it could be helpful. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.